Welcome. Um, my name is Ivan Marks, and this is a little introduction video for my maiden speech, which will be included in this presentation. A little bit about myself. I'm an Australian. I was born in Melbourne, and I actually, at the age of 5, I grew up in the territory of Papua New Guinea, which was an Australian territory prior to its independence. And as you will find out, I live in exile here in England. I've been in exile there for 18 years. You will find out in my speech the reasons why. I work here in England. I'm accepted here in England, and I've done a lot of work here, and I've made Australia proud. I've made myself proud, my family proud, and the people here really appreciate what I've brought to this country. This is some of my work. This estate here is one of 9 gardens. It's all been developed sustainably, and we've got some raspberries here. And the reason why I'm showing you myself as I am right now, because the speech that I will deliver is quite heavy and real, but I want to show you that I'm actually just a normal person. I love gardening. I love sustainable gardening, and this is my vision for the world. I want to live in a place where all people can come together and we can coexist in nature, interact in peace without fear, and freedom to express yourself in all individual ways, but work together with nature. The reason why I've done this is just to show you that some lovely strawberries here. So just to show you that I'm just a normal person, nothing to be feared. I have great love for my country, and I put a lot of work in myself to deal with a lot of anxieties and anger which I had within myself, particularly against what happened in Australia, what's happening right now. And I just like to say, I hope that you will feel my video, my speech, my maiden speech for the Progress Party of Australia. And I really hope that, you will have a happy day, a happy evening, and that you will go on and be prosperous in your lives.
Australians, you have no leader. My name is Ivan Markov. I'm the founder of the Progress Party of Australia. I have been in self-exile in the south of England for the last 18 years. Old land, also known as Australia, is a sinking ship. Our country has no leader. It's drifting on a foreign tide to a dangerous and frightful future. I was born in Hawthorn, Melbourne, along the Yarra River 60 years ago. I am Kulin Nation of the Wurundjeri people. Since my self-exile, I've made several visits back home to visit family and friends. And what I found was continued chaos in our cities, especially the suburbs. Lifeless disorder of human miseries of our citizens. A twilight zone of decay. The city puts on a glossy show, but the suburbs have little or no transport links, no sustainable recreational areas, nowhere to plant trees, income or no income related opportunities for our young. All the hospitals in the streets, foreigners from all over the world wandering like sheep, in reality having no understanding or knowledge of where they are or how to live in our complicated land. I find officialdom rude, arrogant, thoughtless, lacking regard for human or social rights, the feelings of others. I remember our country, the mateship, the humour, always cracking a joke, and the great Aussie spirit of giving everybody a go. I always have, since my youth, been a social and sustainable activist. I once stood as a candidate for the Country Party against the son of the great Bjelke Petersen, fighting by example and by letter for the perpetual lease land to help house our homeless and give viable land access to our young. Youth suicide remains one of our country's greatest problems. This continual flood of lives, together with the unification of the past, present and future citizens, is fundamental to my movement and my announcement here today. On behalf of my people, I'm putting myself forward as interim leader of Old Land. I would like to rid our country of the great lie which has cloaked our country and its people for over 200 years. England and its former empire have no legal right or moral right to occupy, divide or govern our land. Your banner means nothing to us Aboriginal people. Your flag is a symbol of murder, of genocide, representing rape, mutilation. Your standard is our dishonour and shame. Your representation is theft of our land, minerals and valuable stones. Great Britain, you also are hurting. You have a wonderful island. Flora and fauna abound. But your own people are in pain. You are selling off your country inch by inch to foreign people who are citizens of another country. They are swallowing up your social and civil infrastructure. The more wealthier drive up prices, making it humanly impossible for the majority of your people to live prosperously and peacefully. Your solution is very simple. Lords and the elite, give all your squandered land back to the people. No more freehold private holdings. Land cannot be bought or sold. There is not a person born who owns the land, and never can there be. Land is owned by all creatures, great and small. From the self-proclaimed king to a ladybug, all have the right of dominion. All of us sit and we watch our bird species, mammals, insects fade away. Never once do we turn the switch off of destruction. Humanity's domination of the land. The earth is for all of us to use and enjoy, including children born tomorrow, in 100 years and beyond. As a professional, I've served my country distinguishedly. I worked as an architect, built environment consultant, sustainable gardener, instructor of teachers, instructor of children. I'm an author and a humanitarian. Some of my highlights of my life include the police headquarters. I was part of the design team, Roma Street, Brisbane, the Sky Oasis, an inland sustainable monument, and Sky Forest. I was commissioned as the exclusive designer by the Queensland Government. This is all part of the Centenary of Federation Fund, National Fund. I'm the founder of the Progress Party of Australia. Teacher for over 22,000 students in and around London. Sustainable and community gardener, multi-award winner, United Kingdom. In respect to my country and its peoples, I am putting myself forward as interim leader. My aim is to help restructure our continent democratically, fairly and sustainably. My hope is to realign the ongoing custodianship of the Aboriginal people and Australian-born people as one. Once this illegal government is expelled from our land, we, the Progress Party of Australia, or we, the Progress Party of Old Land, will begin to restore our country in the context of this modern world. We do not submit to the lie that we are at the end of the world. Atomic weapons remain our greatest threat and we as a nation will vigorously advocate a world free of such ungodly weapons. We look forward to an exciting future full of hope and individual prosperity. My first objective as interim leader is to register every Australian or old land born citizen. You will only be asked your name, your place of birth. Prior to our first national election, you will need to have your entry verified with your birth certificate, of course. In registering, you will be giving your allegiance to our Aboriginal ancestors and the original custodians of our country. The Progress Party, of course, recognises the great sacrifices our servicemen and women have made for our soil and country over the past 200 years. Nevertheless, you cannot serve two masters. If you give your loyalty to a foreign power, this is dishonourable and a form of treason. On this ground alone, we ask you now to roll up your offensive flag, your foreign contract selling our natural resources, including our soil and water. As custodians and in respect to our ancestors, we do not remove anything from below or above the ground except only water that gives us life. Great Britain, you are guilty of removing our gold from under our earth, using our own wealth and natural resources to build cities which resemble images of your empire. This is a crime against our people. Your Bible says, do not steal, do not kill, do not covet, and do not make false images. You have stolen our land, our gold, our minerals, our oil, all without shame or remorse. You used our country as a prison to send the filth of your people and set them loose as a pack of wolves to kill, rape, pillage our land and peoples. You continue without shame or remorse. You make me sick. We, the Aboriginal people of our country, vomit you out of our mouth now. I ask you sincerely, as Moses asked Pharaoh, let my people go. Let our land go. In the name of your Almighty God, leave us be. We would like to join with our Pacific brothers and sisters and deal in our own independent issues. We would like to form our own alliances with our own Pacific neighbours, which include Tonga, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, Fiji, Solomon Islands. In these nations, the land is owned and governed by their own indigenous people. All foreigners are categorised as expatriates, having the right to work but no political say. As interim leader, my first task will be to build a free election for all Australian-born citizens. Persons who are born in another country will not be allowed to vote. Our election will not be forced by law, and you will not be fined if you choose not to exercise your right to vote. We believe in individual human rights and not you are required dictatorship over our lives. Once we are in power, we will form our own gathering of representatives according to our own tribal areas. We will remove the American lie of the Senate, and this will be replaced with our own House of Elders. All old land-born people will be eligible to stand. Nevertheless, a gerrymander will exist for persons who have direct ancestral heritage and links to our past generations and tribes. I really look forward to temporarily taking the reins of control of my own country, together with the Torres Strait Islanders, continuing the greatest custodianship ever known on our planet, our continent, and our island home. Please do not be frightened in any way. There is no fear in truth. It is in truth that I've come before my people. It is in truth that I now embrace you, all citizens, foreigner together as one people, for a safe and secure happy future. My name is Ivan Marks. I am your interim leader, and my heart is for my country, and my people. Thank you for listening. We only have one life, and what I believe is that every human being needs an opportunity to live their life and flower, so to speak. The current government that we have in Australia is not catering for individual prosperity or development. In everybody's life, you want to experience highs and lows, but you want to be able to be prosperous and joyful. Life doesn't have to be one big misery. I mean, just look at these plants. I don't see them suffering at the moment at all. They're growing, they're doing their life cycles. The bees are coming and pollinating the plants. The birds are coming and getting water. So there should be no reason whatsoever that we as human beings can't live in a world that it caters for our emotional needs, our physical needs, and our families. At the moment, Australia is just not there. We have to think about children who were born 60 years ago, like myself, children that are born today, and children that are born in 60 years to come, even 600 years to come. How are they going to afford? All our underground water in Australia has been sold. All the biggest land holdings have been sold, all overseas interests. And I can just go on and on and on. There is no way a child born in 60 years from now that will, under the current system, will have a home, a gainful employment, and a place where they can develop with their family and their loved ones. At the moment, having an Australian passport has no value at all. Doesn't mean anything. You're just a cog in a system, but yet you can thrive. Here am I on this piece of land here, in 5 kilometres, as I said, from London, and look at how these beautiful plants are thriving. If I was to try and do this in Australia, I wouldn't even be allowed, because everything's not allowed. It's all controlled by the Gestapo-style government. That's it. Everybody knows it. The only ones that don't voice their opinions are the foreign people, because they can't believe their luck. So, what I'm going to say to you now is, please think about my words, revisit my video, and think about, do you really love Australia as I do? I'm a native Australian. I'm an Aboriginal. Who are you? Thank you for listening.